Hi y'all, it's your girl Ebony Tia here, and today's gonna be another chit chat video. Now, last night God had put something on my mind that I really had to come on YouTube to say to the girls out here, because we playing with ourselves. So the topic at hand that I basically want to talk about is how to stop being your worst enemy. Like, oh my god, and just start loving yourself at all times. So I feel like a lot of us doubt our potential. We doubt our thoughts. We doubt our dreams. We doubt everything when it comes to us. Like, for somebody else, you'll be like, oh yes, girl, you can do it. You can do whatever you want to do. But when it comes to yourself, you don't feel or you don't act on that same energy as you do towards others. So I wanted to, let's really get into it. So I have a couple of tips that I wrote down for the girls to stop doubting themselves. And this is for me too. Like, usually when I be getting these little like thoughts or these little like sayings in my head, it's because I feel like God is talking to me. Like, he's telling me to do these things, and I'm like, why not give it to the girls and let the girls know that you're not alone, that we all feel this way, that we all doubt ourselves one way or the other. Even the most confident person may doubt themselves sometimes. So let's get into the first tip, baby. I wrote them down like I always do on my phone. Recognize self-doubt as a thought but not a reality. Okay, the first step to overcoming self-doubt is recognizing it, understanding that doubting yourself doesn't make it true. It's just a thought. Detach from your negative thoughts by labeling them as self-doubt when they arouse. So say you want to start a business, right? And you want to start selling clothes, and then you're excited about the idea, you're excited about everything that's going on, and then I don't know if it's just me or if this happened to you guys too, then out of nowhere the next day I'm like, can I do this? I don't know, there's so many people doing it, they're doing it like this, I don't think I could do it, I don't think, the trees is acting crazy. You just start thinking bad about it. Like, you're just like, I don't think I could do this. And it's like, you was just happy about it yesterday, but now today you're doubting everything you put forth into the universe. Like, you wrote everything down, you told God, and now you're doubting yourself. So I feel like when those negative thoughts start to arise in your brain, label them as self-doubt, saying you're self-doubting yourself. I feel like putting the label on those negative thoughts, you can identify what's going on, because sometimes you'll just do it randomly. You won't think nothing of it. You'll be like, no. And then I feel like also when you do that, it prolongs you from actually putting stuff into action. So I feel like labeling your negative thoughts as self-doubt is good, because you know what's going on and you're conscious and you're not just letting anything flow into your mind. Like, you really have to be in control of your thoughts. Try to, at least, and recognize when something it's not there, it's not reality, like it's not true. You haven't even started yet, so how you can't do it if you didn't even start? You could do it. So the next tip I have also is to shift from critique to supporter. Treat yourself as you would treat your closest friend. When you hear your inner critic speaking, ask, would I say this to someone I care about? Replace criticism with encouragement. I feel like that goes with the theme of this whole video that I said in the beginning of this video too. Treat yourself like you're talking to your daughter, your sister, your best friend, because some of the things that you say to yourself, you would not say to others. Like, if my sister came to me with a business idea that sounded like something I never even heard of, or sounds not impossible, but sounds like, wow, like I don't want to say sound impossible. Where's another word I'm looking for? It just sounds like you don't see a lot of people do it. Or I feel like when she comes to me with business ideas like that, I believe that she can do it. I believe that she can do anything. Like, it's not impossible for her. So she said, I'm going to fly off to space. I'm going to become an astronaut. Like, I don't know, like, that sounded impossible. But it's like, I believe in her so much. Like, I think she can do anything. Like, and that goes for anyone in my circle. If they tell me a business idea or anything, I'm like, girl, you could do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. But like, when it comes to myself, of course in the beginning, like I said, I think I could do it, but then I started thinking, oh, maybe I can't do this. Like, I can't, this is not working, you're not doing it right, you're not doing it this way, you're not doing it that way. Just criticize yourself over and over and over again, and that's just not good. So I feel like when you use this into your daily routine, kind of like when you start to think negative about something, act like you're talking to yourself like as you're talking to your closest friend, your sister, like I said in the beginning. Just act like you're talking to them and say what you would say to them to yourself. Another tip is practice self-compassion. Self-compassion is about being kind to yourself, especially when you fail or make mistakes. Recognize that everyone struggles and it's okay to be imperfect. I feel like this is a good one. This really is a good one. I said, when you're feeling down, say to yourself, I'm going through something tough, but I'll get through it just because I have before. Have self-compassion for yourself. Like, if you are feeling sad, if you are feeling angry, like, just be kind to yourself. Like, just let yourself know, yeah, I feel sad right now. Like, acknowledge your feelings. Acknowledge how you're feeling at the moment. And then when you acknowledge it, just say, okay, but I'm going to be good. I'm going to be fine after this. It's just right now. Like, throughout the day, I feel like sometimes we go through all the emotions sometimes, depending on the day, especially when I'm on my menstrual, my period. Like, when that girl comes, I might have 5 personalities that day. I'm crying, I'm mad, I'm happy, I'm hungry. I could be excited if something happens, but then I just go back sad, I go back crying, I go back mad. Like, it's just like the emotions those first 2 days, even before I get my period. So it's just a whole lot. But the first week, okay, the week, you just going through the emotions. So I feel like when I have my period, especially, that's when I get a lot of self-doubt, because I be really emotional and sad and stuff. I feel like somebody's out there picking the garbage and I don't want them in my video looking at me. I forgot my train of thought, but basically, be kind to yourself, notice what you're going through, and be patient with yourself. So the next tip that I have is reframe failures into a learning opportunity. What I mean by that is, instead of viewing failure as a reflection of your worth, see it as a necessary part of growth. Ask, what can I learn from this? Failures are stepping stones and not dead ends. So what I mean by that is, if you didn't get the job, say if you didn't get the job, instead of saying I'm not good enough, think, what can I do differently the next time? I feel like, oh my God, this is really talking to me. Oh my God. So like I said in the example, if you really feel like, damn, I really wanted this job, like I really need this job, I really need the money, and then you didn't get it after the interview, you just start to be like, oh my God, like I'm never gonna get a job, I'm stupid, I'm this, I'm not smart enough, I don't qualify, blah blah blah. You start doing all of this self-doubt and stuff like that. But that's not the case. Like, that's not the case at all. Just look at it and learn from it. What can I do better? How do I need to fix my resume? Like, let that fuel you to being better. And the next time you're going to be top tier. Say if it's a question that they asked and you stumbled upon during the interview, just be like, oh, I need to be ready for this. I need to read more about interview questions. I need to know more about this field or administration or Excel or Word. I need to know more and talk it out so that I can be better and more articulate when I talk with my words and not stutter. If I stutter too much, I need to practice speaking. Like, just use these things. These are lessons. They're not failures. Use these lessons as a learning opportunity for yourself. Okay. All right. So the other tip I have is limit comparison to others. Okay, limit comparison to others. I'm just talking to me, God. I know I'm talking to y'all and preaching to y'all, but I'm really preaching to myself. I'm really preaching to myself, because boy, oh boy, the comparison that I used to do to other lives, that sometimes I still do, is just not good. Like, it's not. I feel like social media makes it easy to feel like you're falling short in life. Remind yourself that everyone's journey is different and focus on your own progress in life. I feel like you need to set boundaries with social media or what you follow. Unfollow accounts that trigger self-comparison. Focus on what you are doing right now. Like, do not look at other people's pages and feel like you have to be like them. And like I said previously, if you feel like you cannot do that and you're not strong enough to do that, just try to unfollow those pages. Unfollow. Like, if you can't take CJ the way that in a jet and you just think you need a jet, and if you don't have a jet, you're depressed, all the time. And every time you go on her page, you're just angry, or you're just not even if you're angry, you're just comparing your life to theirs, and that causes you to self-doubt yourself, or unfollow that page real quick. Like, if you can't see it as inspirational or anything like that, and you just think about what you're not doing, unfollow them real quick, because it's gonna trigger it. Like, everyone has a trigger, and you know what your triggers are. So if you feel a certain type of way when you see those things on social media, just unfollow them. Like, have boundaries. I know we will need to have boundaries in life and all of that stuff, but you need to have boundaries even with social media, child. Like, social media is just always going to be there, and you're always going to be on your phone, and a lot of people always going to be on Instagram. Just try to follow as much positive, or what you find inspirational accounts on social media. I feel like that would help. Another thing I want to say is surround yourself with supportive people. Surround yourself with supportive people. Like, oh my God, because your environment plays a major role in your life. Surround yourself with people who lift you up and believe in you. Distance yourself from toxic relationships that fuels self-doubt. And I feel like you need to make time for people who encourage you, and don't be afraid to limit time with those who drain your energy. And this has been me. Like, I just love being around certain people in my life that encourage me, that, you know, don't let me think I'm crazy, that always put in so much love into me. I feel like that helps with your mindset. If you're around people who's just like, woe is me, who is always negative, like they hate their lives, so they always telling you how much they hate their lives, they just always miserable, always angry, that is just gonna fuel those emotions inside of you, especially when you're around them and you talk to them a lot. See, like, I'm glad that I live with my sister. Like, she's always a positive reinforcement that I do have in my life, because she's always positive, thinking about the future, you know, want to work. Like, she's hardworking. So I feel like looking into that and seeing someone that believes in themselves without having the actual like data there yet, like sees the future, sees she has $1 million and it's not even here yet. You know, I feel like that's a good person to have around you, not someone that's toxic. Like, if you're in that toxic relationship, girl, please get out. Like, oh my God, a toxic relationship can ruin your life. Your life. Your life. Get out of that toxic relationship, because that is why you're angry. That is why you're not doing everything you're supposed to do, and you are not seeing the full potential in yourself, because you're in a toxic relationship. And that can even be with a platonic relationship, somebody that's your friend, or your relationship with your family. If your aunt is always negative, or your cousin is always negative, and y'all like, just limit it. Like, you don't have to cut them off completely unless it's really crazy and you really have to get out, like a domestic or like abuse or anything like that. Then of course you need to get out of that. But the next one I want to say is cultivate gratitude for yourself. Shift your focus from what you lack to what you have. Every day, write down 3 things you like about yourself, or 3 things you're proud of. This builds a mindset of self-appreciation. Oh my God. And I feel like writing this in a journal every day, especially, I feel like you don't have to do this every day for years and years and years. I feel like when you're really feeling like you're self-doubting yourself, you hate your life, nothing is going right, you need to pick yourself back up, right? So especially if you're not in therapy, or if you don't have anyone to talk to, you need to be there for yourself. This is time you need to check yourself. Like, don't depend on other people for happiness. You need to depend on yourself and God, of course. So I feel like when you're going through that time in life, this is super important. I have done this, like, write in my journal, try to think about what I have and what I'm happy about, instead of complaining about what I don't have. And that really shifts my mind, being positive. Or you saying, I want a better job, you know? I want a better job, but I don't have one right now. Instead of always saying about, I don't have a better job, I don't have the money that I want right now, say, I'm thankful that I have a roof over my head. You know, I'm thankful that I have food to eat. I'm so blessed that I can go into the supermarket and buy me a sandwich or whatever you need to buy. Like, I'm so thankful that I'm just such a beautiful person. Like, I'm just amazing. I know how to share. I am not a mean person to others. I try my best to do what's best for myself and for others. I don't have any ill will. You know, just things like that will bring yourself up. Write it down, put it in your notes. I really feel like you can also say it to yourself when you start to feel those emotions of self-doubt or negativity. Just try, and I feel like you will feel better. At first you might be like, this is not doing anything. this is not doing anything. But it is like your mind is going to shift. Like it's going to shift slowly but surely. Like, of course, sometimes you still do have self-doubt. Of course, sometimes negativity do come, but you have to shift it. Like once you shift it, there's nothing you cannot do. There's like opportunities are endless. So I just feel like we need to feel that way about ourselves and stop doubting ourselves. And this really, like I said in the beginning of this video, this was like really on my mind. So I just wanted to come on here and just let you guys know, and hopefully this video helped you guys with feeling better about yourselves, and put this into your daily routine, you know, and rewind this video back if you need to, you know. So thank you guys so much for watching to the end of this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.
Normally I'm quick to switch up my plans.